If you are looking to get fitted to the top end of your golf bag and looking to get fitted for a new 5-wood, fitted for a 3-wood, fitted for a 7-wood, then this is a video for you. The top end of your bag is one of the most important areas of your golf game to help you lower those scores. Right, James has just said that he knows I mean business because I've got brand new white shoes on. We've got a fresh glove on because we're here at SGGT with Scott. So
how's it going?
Scott,
Are you well? Are you good?
Very good, yes. Thank you very much for this. So today you are going to try and fit my favourite club, the 7-wood, or decide whether a 7-wood's right for me.
Yeah, I think it's trying to get 7-wood and making sure it goes on the flight you want it to go on.
Yep.
And if it's too high, does it need to then go hybrid to go a bit lower, driving iron to go lower again? So it's one, we need to find out what distance it needs to go on and then see what the desired ball flight for it is.
Perfect. So top end of my bag, I've got a 4-iron, then I go to 5-woods. So something in between there is something that we need to fill a gap. But obviously, like I say, find the flight, find the distance. Where do we start?
So typically what kind of distance is your 5-wood going? What do you see?
5-woods around about 235 to 250. So carrying 235.
What do you play? What is it?
It's a PXG Black Ops with a hazardous 6.0.
Okay. Right, let's get started.
Cracking spread here. Unbelievable amount of shafts. Plenty of options here. Again, a smorgasbord. James has just had a fitting, so over on his channel he has had an iron fitting. So one big thing here at SGGT, you can try 4, 6, 8 and wedge. Bit of a mix and match, James.
Lots of options.
Options, right. We're trying ping first.
We'll start here. Let's see what it does. Let's just try and get some baseline numbers.
Right. Let's see.
Which side of the safe side?
Neither today. Shoulder's gone already. I like your confidence. Oh. I like it.
Visually, how did it look?
I like that flight. I wouldn't want much higher than that.
Okay, that's interesting. Carry 215.
215, yeah. 230, yeah.
Okay.
So I'd say that would be a little bit high.
Just a touch heavy as well.
A little bit heavy, yeah.
More than 11 with that one.
Straight in. Oh, yeah. Good layup.
Strike. Shape, that typically what you would see as well?
Yeah. Little bit of a draw. Or pull draw in that occasion.
Good. Go and just let me flatten that a wee touch just to take some of the curve out of it for you.
Yeah. A little bit flattening. It's good to hear that it's the obviously needs flattening.
It's the angle that's the issue.
Yeah, it's not me, clearly. Some different numbers there.
So what would you ideally get from this fitting, Christopher? Peace of mind or?
Yeah, I think it's one of those areas in a lot of people's golf bags where you're not sure what to have in there. When you go from your 4-iron, do you go 3-iron, do you go hybrid, or do you just jump to the traditional 5-wood and 3-wood? I think there's a lot of people with a 5-wood and a 3-wood and they don't know what gapping they've got there. Perfect. Flattened up.
Right.
Yeah, I like that flight.
Better, isn't it?
Yeah,
Start direction is a little bit better, making it a wee touch flatter as well.
yeah.
You're always going to have that little bit of curve, but as long as it curves from a right start line, we've got a chance. Good.
Good numbers. Right, one more. Controversial, that one.
I'll hit the mulligan button. Good, really good.
Yeah, better start line.
How does it feel?
Feels good. Yeah, I like that. I haven't tried this many of the fairway woods from Ping, the G430. So
Is it going too far?
I'd say on those, if that's how I'd like to see the ball fly, I'd say that's probably going a little bit too far. It's a bit too close, I guess.
It's almost too low spinning for what you want it to do. It's can you change shaft and just make it spin a little bit harder
Yeah,
and give you a little bit more stopping power with it. I think the guy that's playing 7-wood, he wants it to stop on the green, not race. And I think if that's a 3-wood or a 5-wood that you're just trying to chase into the green, that's fine. But
yeah,
I think a 7-wood's more something you're going to try and get stopping power. If you're laying up to hazard, it's can we get it to stop before the hazard rather than bound its way into it.
definitely. That's interesting because obviously in the driver, so we've got an Acra shaft. So what flex, have we changed flex here or?
So if went to start with, FX is the older model. We've got them in 7-wood. It'd be GX now, but you were in the lower launching, lower spinning one to start with.
Okay.
The green's the kind of middle road, if you like. So I'm just hoping we're going to get a little bit more spin and just hold it in the sky that little bit better for you.
And guys, if you've watched any of the fittings, you'll know that I normally get too much spin. Is the issue? Turned it round.
Good.
Yeah, I like that.
So you've maintained ball speed, launch is very similar, but as opposed to spinning at 4,000, it's can we get it up to 4.3 and actually get a bit of stopping power? 4.6, yeah, maybe we went too far, but it's definitely not running away from you now.
No.
Good, lovely.
Okay, nice flight. That's a nice flight.
It's good, isn't it? I like it.
Yeah.
Good again. Yeah, really good. Good bad one.
Yeah. Forgiving that.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you play 7-wood?
Yeah, I've always had a 7-wood. I mean, I've tried hybrids. It was more the look of the hybrid that I didn't get on with. But to be fair, this is to try and show that which is the best performing. So I don't actually know. I've never really tried many hybrids, or I've just picked them up off the shelf. Or
It's almost that lie angle that kills you with hybrid, isn't it? For somebody that's got that inside path or whatever else, is it then just too upright? You notice even with that, like you've managed to take a lot of the curve off it just by flattening it.
Yeah.
Whereas the hybrid, you're kind of snookered for that before you get going.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I've only ever tried ones from Mr. Robinson's garage. So
Touch heavy.
yeah.
I'll give you an equivalent hybrid and see what it does from a distance standpoint.
How would you say it's going so far? So far, I've hit some different shots. The good have been good, the bad have been bad. Again, certainly like the shape of that head. Again, this is the max head from the G430, but still doesn't look too big behind the golf ball, which is interesting. But would we stay with similar offs, exactly the same off, 21 degrees?
21, 22, we're here, we're there and thereabouts.
Yep.
It's what happens to ball flight. Do we keep it from a direction standpoint where we want to see, and what happens to peak height? Does it run in a line or does that then change?
Have you ever been a hybrid person? I once had the original TaylorMades that were called Rescue. You know, the half and halves. Half and halves was the only ever one I had.
Strike. How does it look behind the ball?
I like the look of this behind the ball, actually. Again, I think it's just a little bit bigger than what they used to be. Not as good numbers there, but felt solid off the face there. I like that flight.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Very impressed with that.
It'll be interesting almost that we'll try driving iron as well and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
But go and try the 3 off the grass and see what feels better. Can you hit it out the rough? Can you hit it? What one then gives you more options? I know you've always played 7-wood, and let's try driving iron and see what it's like, but then does driving iron work off the grass? It's
Yeah.
all right off the mat with a TrackMan and whatever else, but as golf's played on the grass, does it allow you to do what you want the club to do on the golf course?
Yeah, and I'd say 7 wood. The reason I've had that in the bag is for those par 3s that are maybe 200, 210 yards where you're trying to take maybe a little bit out of it because you're into the breeze or you're uphill.
Yeah.
So it's something that, again, I probably use not always for full shots, but I found it versatile. But it'll be interesting to see what the other two do.
Turned it over a wee fraction.
Yeah,
Feel good off the face?
it feels great off the face, yeah, and I don't mind that flight. I've not had the one mulligan that popped up.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit deeper on the face. So that one that you get popping up off the fairway wood, it's easier to get it high at the face, where the hybrid being a little bit deeper, you won't get that shot the same way. I'm going to give you driving iron just to see what that looks like from a flight standpoint.
Yeah. Interesting, so this was 22 degrees, so, or 22.3 to be precise, right here. I like it. So again, obviously a little bit more loft, but distance-wise, pretty much similar.
Yeah, the 22.3 number you spoke about there, when we get all the demo at the start of the year, what we get is we try and get an exact number as to what the head plays at, and it just allows us to know where we're at when we're fitting somebody that if we know we've got the hybrid at 22.3 and it's going to head on the low side. When we've got stock, we'll pick a head at 22.5, so we know that we're getting what we're getting,
Yeah.
as opposed to having a guess as to what it actually is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so driving iron this time, it's 20 degrees, it's a hair stronger, but it's what does it do? How does it interact with the ground? What flight do you get?
That's fine. A little bit towy, but
Done okay for a bad strike.
yeah,
Definitely flatter, which is what we expected.
yeah. Cool. Well out. I think the divot might have gone further than the ball there outside. Oh, it's done well though.
Giving you dug half the mat up, yeah, definitely. So definitely more variance in flight.
Yeah,
It's not, I think when you looked at hybrid, the flight was like the same window every time.
Yeah.
7 wood, the good ones were good. There was a couple that came out a little bit flat and a couple that you kind of popped up in the air.
Yeah.
So he said from like an indoor TrackMan perspective, and this is where it goes wrong. It's from a fitter's standpoint. Hybrid, I think, looked better because the flight was more consistent time and time again.
yeah,
The 7 wood, the flight was varied. There were some high ones, there were some that came out really hot. The driving iron, from a consistency standpoint, it didn't really give us what we wanted to do.
no.
It might be fine on the golf course for poking off a tee, but I think it then becomes very one-dimensional, whereas the other two you could use from the tee but into a green as well.
Yeah, I think it's one of those clubs that it might be in the bag for a couple of weeks if I'm playing links golf, but then quickly out of the bag and
Yeah.
in the cupboard.
Do you want to try all three off the grass and see what
Yeah.
it feels like from a turf interaction standpoint?
Yeah, let's see off the grass.
What's gonna-
Outside, guys. We don't often get to try clubs outside, so it'll be very interesting to see. Again, we nearly took the mat up with this inside, so.
I don't know who's more surprised here.
I know silence in the background here. That's not what you was expecting. Thought I flushed that one. I was surprised as well there. Can I do it twice?
I hear clean, but you've got away with it.
Yeah. I mean, it is forgiving, but like you say there, ball flight quickly changes.
Yeah.
Not the most consistent.
Many you need him with each.
Right, which one next? And of the three, even this would be probably the last one. If I was just picking one off or saying out of this what I was going to end up with, this would have been the last choice, I think.
I think when you look at hybrids, typically off the shelf, hybrids are designed for guys that can't flight it. So what you tend to find is shafts will be really soft. Shafts are designed just to get the ball in the sky. So for sort of a guy like you that actually swings it quite nice and got a bit of power, especially the one that your bad shot being this right to left, you're then in a position you've got a shaft that's too soft. And the beauty of having the hybrids or the system I've got just now, we can actually try shafts
Yeah.
in hybrids that aren't only designed for guys that need to get it up in the air and stop it going right to left to right.
Yeah, because it is obviously a versatile club if you've got those options.
Good. Really good. And again, very good.
Unbelievable.
How does it feel?
It does feel great, and it sits great behind the ball. And I think obviously hybrids have changed the shape and the look, and over the last 20 years of the first rescue that I had, but that does sit well behind the golf ball.
Yeah.
It feels solid off the face, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I quite like the window. Like the two shots weren't both out of exactly the same bit of the face, but if you were watching it, they looked the same golf
Yeah.
shot. Good.
Yeah, I don't think you can really beat that.
Go and hit a couple just down the front of that tee out like the rough. I'm just going to send you packing down the hill here. Try not to slip, it will be wet and slidey. Just so there is something out a bit of rough or whatnot. Whereas you wouldn't be able to get the driving iron out of there
No, just play that as it lies.
on a Wednesday or a Tuesday.
That dog walk, don't lie.
Good. So it gives you that versatility that even if it is
Yeah.
a bad lie, you can still stand and hit this out of it. You're not restricted to only playing good lies with it.
Yeah. Because that was a poor strike, but it still got the launch.
So if you've got a bad lie in the golf course, it might not be that you can get to the green, but you can chase it forward and get it moving, whereas with a longer iron, you wouldn't get that.
No, and they were both struck pretty much straight on the twist face sign there, and they still got plenty of launch and a good ball speed.
Yeah, good shots.
Yeah, certainly food for thought, but there we go. It looks like the first fitting for a 7-wood's not for a 7-wood. Yeah, a little bit high.
Definitely more curve on it.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? Moving 5 or 10 yards more than it is with the hybrid.
How does it feel through the ground?
Again, now the hybrid feels better down at the golf ball,
Yeah,
which is a
shorter shaft, bit more control.
yeah, which I think could be the biggest difference. Because I do visit the rough quite often.
Hit us one more here and then we'll jump back down to the rough and see what it does. It's almost like we spoke about inside, that with the 7-wood, the flight's more varied.
Yeah,
There was a couple of kind of higher ones. The one that you don't quite get high enough at the face comes out flat. So from a distance control standpoint in a green, it becomes a bit trickier.
yeah. See where they lie.
No point in going in the rough and getting a preferred lie.
Yeah, do you know?
That was nice.
Again, there, consistency-wise, ball flight is again 2 different ball flights there, whereas it was consistent with the rescue.
Yeah, I think that, for me, if you said what gives you what you want it to have, rescues on the same flight every time, whereas 7-wood, one's high, one's low, and there's so much variance. You could play about with 7-wood and 7-wood and try and get it better, but initially looking at it, I see so much more benefit in hybrid than I do at 7-wood for you.
Well, that's it, the first 7-wood fitting, and it's a hybrid that it looks like we're going for, guys. Scott, thank you very much for that.
Cool, thanks for coming along.
And you will hopefully see that hybrid in the bag soon. We'll have to retire the old trusty ping.